Welcome everyone to the Toad vs Toadette Tour. In today's episode, I will be taking a detailed look at all the changes that come along with this tour. So please share some support with the channel, drop a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. So without further ado, let's just do a quick rundown of the news now. One thing that is very nice is that we have this team up rally. See, it's not all about Toad versus Toadette, but it's cooperation among the whole player base. So essentially all of the tokens that we collect are added in cumulative total, and if we obtain more than 2.5 billion points, we'll obtain 15,000 coins starting in the next tour in the gift section, which will be very nice. I'm sure all of us are much looking forward to those coins. So get out there and do these races. Now, changes to this tour, they're bringing back the second day of Coins Aplenty. So Tuesdays in the prior tour were Tokens Aplenty event, and then the Coins Aplenty got shafted to just being on Saturdays for 500 coins on each track. But now it's going back to the traditional 300 coins per track, and it will be on Saturday as well as Tuesday. And now Tokens Aplenty has been moved to Mondays. So if you do have trouble clearing out the token shop, look to play on Monday to get the extra tokens required. But this is good because now all the players who don't need help with the token shop aren't suffering to obtain coins needed to make purchases in the shops and get those tie-in tickets. Hopefully all of you out there have been following the Daily Selects feedback. I know in the comments recently we had some members say that they had their very first Daily Selects high-end ticket. So congratulations to all of you out there that have been getting those. Now, the tour gifts are really nice. We have this Egg 1 Super Kart. It's in ranked mode when it's unlocked at level 6. And as you know, I recently triple capped this in ranked mode for week 1 in the Halloween tour. So things are looking really good here. We'll get it one notch closer to level 6. And there's 2 high-end gifts for the Gold Pass players out there. Nothing new to speak of though. The only new item in this tour, other than the 2 carts, which are locked behind pay banners, is this yellow toad. It's a new pit crew toad, and it has giant banana, which I know a lot of you have been really looking forward to. It is slightly disappointing to me that it doesn't come in the form of a Kong. Hopefully that doesn't forecast a long time until the next Kong comes into the game. But this is a very cool driver, particularly if we look at the tracks. Now, 5 tracks of starting value. I compared it to the other ranked supers that have come into the game, and they've all had either 5 tracks or 6 tracks of starting value. But the one that's obtained the most tracks so far is Green Shy Guy. And Green Shy Guy started off with 5 as well. So just because Yellow Toad comes with only 5 tracks does not mean that he's projected to have lower value. We'll see how this goes, right? These super ranked rewards do not get the paywall tracks. They get the supplementary ranked mode tracks. As you can see, we have Sunset Wilds RT, which is week 2's ranked mode track, unlocked at level 3. So hopefully you've been holding on to your super driver tickets, as I have been. I've been actually purchasing them in anticipation of this driver. And you want to take it to level 5 because that's when you will obtain Giant Bananas Plus, and that means that when opponents crash into that giant banana, there will be an additional banana that comes out onto the track for the bots to rack up an extra action if they hit that. And then Royal Raceway RT is a very nice track to obtain at level 6, but it is not needed for ranked mode in this tour. Has been in ranked mode in several tours since its debut earlier this year in March. So definitely looking good value-wise for Yellow Toad. But there are no new high ends to speak of, except for if we take a look at these carts really quickly here. Here they are, all the way at the bottom. We have the yellow off-roader. Starts off with 7 tracks of value, has mini turbo plus, and then we have the Cact R, also 7 tracks of value. and they both have the brand new paywall track, the same one actually. So that might make, if you're on a budget, deciding which one of these to purchase. Definitely the yellow off-roader, with the community putting such an emphasis on hitbox. And it's interesting because if we take a look at the pack in the shop, we can see that it's packaged in with, oh, what happened there? It's packaged in with Gold Koopa free running. So the devs are very much aware that players want that big hitbox along with coin box. This is going to be buffed, and if it's not a top cart, it's definitely going to be paired on tracks where there are coin boxers. So while the value might not be a #1 cart, although the original off-roader had significant value, so this could potentially be a top 5 cart, particularly coming in a $40 pack. But if it isn't that top 5, top 10 level course coverage value, you will find the value undoubtedly in the tracks that it overlaps with your coin box driver. So that's my interpretation of what we see there. In terms of the cacti, it comes along with Vacation Peach, so it might be a similar kind of thing where there's overlap with coin boxers there. We have an upgraded token shop here, so a brand new high-end for me actually, I can pick it up right now, is this Dozer Dasher. So there we go, gets it onto the account. And then it's a really nice collection of items, to be honest. And we also have, you can see, 10,000 coins with which to purchase. So this is the benefit of the Rally Tour. I know many players out there don't like Rally Tours. From a free-to-play perspective, this is a great tour because from a resource standpoint, this will really inject stimulus into what we can do moving forward. But certainly the moves that we want to make this tour might be limited to just coming in the top ranking for a single week to obtain the new driver and then to hold on to these resources and move in on something exciting down the road. Certainly we will have a winter celebration coming up, which will have holiday characters, and those have been exclusive. They've been teased in the new track buffs lately, so the value of those things could be enormous upon first release. Now we have the complete set of tickets for each of these. So for the normals you get 3 sets, for the supers you get 2, and for the high ends you get 1 set a piece. That's all very good. In terms of the shop here, no high-end ticket today, but I am going to go ahead and purchase the Super Glider ticket. You'll see why when I take a look at ranked mode in a moment. And then for the tier shop, we have Toad, which is very good. I'll be looking to level him up this week. And then the green apple cart, it's not very great. It does pair quite well with Dixie Kong, but I don't have a lot of spare coins, so I probably won't put the level on it at this stage. The Cloud Glider is decent. It is a premium daily selects glider, so if that is your pathway forward for obtaining high ends in your daily selects, then go ahead and make that additional purchase now. Of course, my complete breakdown of how to unlock tickets in the daily selects can be seen in the Resource Masterclass, which I will put a card in a link above. And I have a high-end driver ticket, but I will not purchase it right at this moment. For the tickets, since I have enough to manage any situation that could come out in a single week, I always wait for the end of ranked mode to make the purchase, because what if they give me 3 or 4 high-end driver tickets in the daily selects, and then I can save the 3,000 coins that way. But 15,000 coins is good value for the driver ticket, since the bonus points boost per action is double that of karts and gliders, which are 10,000 coins in the daily selects, and this is only a 50% markup on those. So that's the rundown of the shop. Oh, okay, we have a challenge here. So get an item from the daily selects. We did that. Interesting how this one requires us, after I collect the coins, we have to complete all of the challenges in this tour. Usually the quick ticket can be picked up on the first day, but they're requiring us to use quick tickets or just to wait out when all of the cups become available to us in order to clear the first challenge board. So that's something a little bit different that they haven't done lately. In terms of other challenges, we have premium challenges plus, so this is for an additional cost. Regular premium challenges, we have the Dragon Wings, which is in ranked mode this week, as well as a driver ticket. And then we have these tour multiplayer challenges, which I already completed, as well as glider tickets, very valuable in the total points challenge. So go ahead and obtain those. Now, let us take a look at ranked mode, right? I'm actually going to start off with the existing tracks. So Koopa Troopa Beach, RT. The options are plentiful out there. A lot of supers, a lot of high ends. Most of you will be rolling with Coinbox. On my account, I'll be going with Toad. I can take him to level 6. Definitely considering that he is in the tier shop for just 3,000 coins, and then he'll likely appear in my daily selects on one day. So we'll be going with Toad. And then here I have the level 6 unlock, as I alluded to before, with the Egg 1. So we'll definitely be going ahead with the Egg 1. And then we have the Super Glider, which actually pairs really well with Dixie Kong. You see Rail Raceway R. It has Vanilla Lake 1 RT, which is a DK track. So definitely great value here for a Super Glider. So this is a pretty solid loadout. From a free-to-play perspective here, I can go to 665, 666. We'll see what's required in order to do well in ranked mode. Week 1 is the week where I'm looking to make noise, and that is because of my loadouts in the new track. But before I get into that, I'm going to take a look at the other track. We have Rainbow Road 1 RT. Once again, this is a Coinbox track if you have access to Bowser Santa. We see that Tanuki Rosalina was also buffed to this, so she is getting a ranked track in week 1. And she also has a ranked track in week 2, which we'll take a look at later. But I have the Penguin Luigi and the Cat Peach. They're relatively equal value. Both standard high end, so I could get them in a free pipe, in the all clear pipe. In terms of investing into either one, I would have to specifically look at my coverage to see which one would be optimal to invest in. Neither one of them really stand out, so I would be looking not to invest in them if at all possible. We have this Platinum Taxi, which also pairs with the Eggshell Glider, the Super that's on the other track, so that's for Royal Raceway R. So I could potentially be looking to drop a couple tickets into that cart, take it to level 4, as well as the Silver Starchute. I never leveled it up last tour since I ended up sandbagging ranked mode. The team ended up turning the algorithm up in terms of tier matchmaking significantly in that second week, and I could have made plenty of moves to come in the top 3. I could have gotten 3rd place even without doing pipe pulls, but it really didn't feel worth it for the amount of high-end tickets that I was looking at. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to take 17th place, and that's what I ended up doing. Took a little bit of a break for a few days, which is really nice. If you're ever feeling pressure in any way from the game, that's the time to kind of just take a step back, because look, ultimately we're doing this to have fun, right? So never feel pressure to obtain a certain result. You can get that back, right? Use a disadvantage and turn it into your advantage. And I did that by not producing very high scores in that second week of ranked mode, and I kept it within the middle 60K range. But I don't know how much that's going to help me, because my group already has nearly 70,000 as the top player here. The loadouts are pretty crazy here. They're absolutely insane. 766. Goodness gracious. And then we have this player all the way at the bottom here. And when I switched over to player info, level 7, 1400, Peach Vacation. Hello. Tier 59 there. I have a tier 63 as well. I noticed that since I came out with the post saying that they changed rank mode, that range has expanded quite a bit again, where the it's over 10 tiers of ranked opponents that we're seeing, because the lowest tier I have is 52, the highest being 63, and the loadouts are very formidable here. So now the thing is, how do I have opponents with that much strength, right? Because I sandbagged in the last week of ranked mode. Well, it's not just how you performed in the last week, it's also what your loadouts are for this week. So if we take a look here, there's the level 7 double cap DK Jr. I mean, it's fantastic. Look, I love that they continue to support this driver on the brand new paywall tracks, but once it's already leveled up, they are going to be pulling the more powerful opponents. I can still do that one move. I can triple cap DK Jr. and that will make him an absolute force in my inventory. But I'm waiting for when that move will produce a better outcome for my account in one of these ranked modes. It could be this week. Definitely could be this week, because in terms of my opponent's strength, I did show that those 2 players have formidable loadouts. Everyone else is really fair, and that's the effect of the underbake that I did. Most of them are tier 54, tier 52, tier 53. So in terms of significant competition, I'm really only expecting it to be top loaded. So 3rd place shouldn't be too difficult. I might not have to invest all that much in order to obtain that, and I can see if I can make a run for 2nd place by putting tickets on some of these things. So that's my plan coming into this week. I have the middle shelf cart right here. Unfortunately, I don't have a top shelf cart, although we can see that there's a gold cart from the gold pipe if any of you pulled on that. A couple old spotlights, and as well as this, what is this? The Clankety cart with Mini Turbo Plus. The value on that is decent, nothing significant though. It doesn't look like it's received many buffs in 2021. So we have the Iron Cucumber, and then I'm saved on the glider, the Dragon Wings. I think this is the first added value it's had pretty much all year. Yeah, since Donut Plains 2, which was actually before I obtained it because it was in the Bowser vs. DK Tour pipe with Funky Kong and Dry Bowser there. So this is the first time that the Dragon Wings is actually coming in valuable for my account. Very nice to see that, and it is matched with the Golden Wings, which some of you pulled on the pipe last tour for. So this kind of feels like a passing of the torch moment. I used that terminology to discuss Black Birdo and Waluigi Vampire last tour, and now we have this passing of the torch moment here. The Dragon Wings has, it's not currently ranked in the top 10, but it was the #1 glider in 2020 during the first year of the game still. Rather, I should say the first 12 months of the game anyway. It was by far the #1 glider, much like the Black Great Sail is now. So this kind of feels like that passing of the torch from the original Dragon Wings to now the Golden Wings. And there's also the Gold Crane, so a lot of options there if you pulled on the Gold Pipe. Let's just do a run right now. Haven't raced on it yet, so let's see what we can get here. Decent loadout. The middle shelf cart definitely hurts a little bit, but having a level 7 driver, it's going to be a big score even on a sloppy run here. So let's just go into it. I definitely love this Iron Cucumber cart. That's really fun to race with. So this is just like Kalimari Desert 2R, but we're just going to have all these extra ramps, I guess. And I'm used to that track being a Dixie Kong track, and that's also the famous coin box track where there's like 6 coin boxers at level 6 unlocked for that. So that's a common one that they give just to kind of withhold the value of coin box from being absolutely phenomenal like that of your Black Birdos. So looks like I got hit, but I picked up a Frenzy and kept the combo. So that's the benefit of having a top shelf glider there. In addition to the 45 combo points per action that we gain. So this looks like a pretty decent track for Triple Banana Frenzy, except for the fact that we don't have a second lap, right? It's kind of like Rainbow Road, the 3DS version, how there's just one lap through the whole thing and it's divided up into sections. So we see here it's going to be about 18K, yeah. So we have 18.2K. Single Banana Frenzy, I didn't optimize because the ramps are in very unique positions, especially the really narrow ones. It's pretty cool, actually. But I love the change in elevation when they do these trick tracks. It feels really intuitive, really exciting to race on that. So very good there. And where does that take me in ranked mode now? Oh, apparently we have a challenge. Oh, okay. Total points challenge, so we get extra rewards, item tickets, which are not in the token shop this time around, and I pick up those super glider tickets. So we'll take a look at my ticket counts in just a moment, but that puts us in the top 10. But we know that there's some sleepers down below. We can definitely do a lot more work here. Those were just my initial runs on things. So let's take a look at the tickets, see where we're at. Since I never made those moves in the second week of ranked mode for Halloween Tour, I'm still basically at all-time highs on these counts. And essentially, I'm not going to blow them all just to perform in ranked mode for 1 week, because the compensation and difficulty is going to come in the following week. So I'll just wait until I can make a little run, whether that's when they offer something really exciting in the pipe that I want to go into. If we take a look at this pipe, normally I do this at the start of these detailed analysis, but the thing is, there's no new items in this. So we've seen all of these before. We have Captain Toad. His value is pretty good for the Toads, definitely not the level of Cat Toad in terms of the paywall tracks. But if we take a look here, he's received Merry Mountain, Choco Island 2, and now Kalimari Desert 2 RT also received DK Summit R, which later was in ranked mode, but wasn't an initial paywall track. So his value is in the middle in terms of value of Toads. Now, Toadette Explorer, she has received quite a bit of paywall favor. If we take a look here, you can see DK Summit, that was the paywall version. Cheap Cheap Island T, LA Laps 3 RT, Vanilla Lake 1, Sydney Sprint 2, New York Minute 4, Choco Island 1 RT, London Loop 3 RT, and now Kalimari Desert 2 RT. So she is alongside DK Jr. She is a paywall warrior. How long her value will continue for? Perhaps one more tour after this, maybe not the subsequent tour, but at some tour in the near future. And then I think her value will move on to some of these other ones. And then in terms of the carts, we already looked at the Clankety cart. The Clanky cart has even less value there. So we really want the Clankety cart if we're going to be getting something in a free pipe, as well as the treasure map. Lightning Plus has a good ability, decent track count, nothing special. But the Butterfly Prism here, maybe a little bit better in terms of track value. Certainly this is the one, I believe it came out. Was this the one with Luigi Lederhosen, or was it with Pauline Rose? I think it was Luigi Lederhosen, right? Actually, no. That's right, Rosalina Fire, because it's Rosalina's Ice World is the first track here. And you can see that there's been a lot of paywall tracks it's gotten. Rainbow Road 1 RT, Choco Island 2, and everything beyond that was paywalled. So definitely a good glider to pick up. I know Isai got this in a free pipe, and happy birthday, Isai. A really remarkable thing happened. He's one of the first people I met in kart life, and we've been good friends. I'm actually in his ranked group. We're both free-to-play players, and I'll be working throughout the whole week with him to check out to see where his group is, to see where he can finish in terms of placement, and how I can modulate my score to help him in any way. That would be really cool if we can both obtain the top 3 status here and both get the ranked reward. So once again, happy birthday, Isai. Now, what else is there? Today's challenge, let's go into it. Yeah, so this is Kalimari Desert RT, the original Kalimari Desert. And we're going in with Toadette Explorer, very nice. This track really takes me back to my early days playing. Feels like we haven't had this track in quite a while, but I definitely remember this one from the original Trick Tour, which was very early on when I was playing. I think that came directly after the Yoshi Tour, did it not? Somebody out there can correct me if that's wrong. But yeah, the Yoshi Tour was my first tour in the game, and I believe it was the Trick Tour right after that. And I had pulled the Yellow Birdo, and that was from, I don't even think I got Yellow Birdo from the pipe that Yellow Birdo was coming in. I think it was a super in either the Yoshi's pipe, or it was the special pipe that had Pink Gold Peach and Party Time Pauline. A lot of people pulled on that pipe, so Ooh, we got a blue shell coming in here. And yellow pit crew Toad takes the lead, it looks like. Hopefully he won't be dropping giant bananas in front of me. Oh, would you look at that? I got a little bit of a bonus there. Lightning from the teammate, enough to take first place. Very nice. All right, so what's the best thing any of you pulled in today's challenge? The last time I came out and did this in the initial tour reaction, I had the 10,000 coins. That was phenomenal. It was beyond all expectations. So let's take a look at the counts here and see what we can glean. 649, and we have 18, 19 for the rubies. I pulled 3 rubies. A little bit of an anticlimax there, but I love 3 rubies. That's such a nice gift, honestly. So let's go into it and acquire those extra rubies. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, that concludes that cup. Let's pick up the tour gifts. And we'll take a look at week 2's ranked mode. So here we have the Toadette Cup. What are my loadouts looking like here? Well, I do have that classic Mario, level 2 driver, and there's Waluigi Vampire. If we take a look at his value, since there's not a lot of new stuff to look at the value at, if I remember correctly, this driver had 8 tracks of starting value. I know it was a little bit less than the norm. So I believe it was 8 tracks of starting value, which means that he obtained 3 tracks. And we can see there's the 3 RT tracks right there. And he didn't get a paywall track. It's extremely rare for one of these 100 Spotlight weekly pipe items to get the paywall track in the subsequent tour. It's only happened once or twice in the last year of the game. Generally speaking, that increases when they become their 4th tour, and particularly their 5th tour of values, when they really start to see those paywall tracks come in. Sometimes you'll see it in their 3rd tour, but exceedingly rare to see that in their 2nd tour. But 3 tracks of added value, one being a former track coming in as a ranked track, is very nice. That's what you want to see. But the big thing to note here is what we already went over, and that is the yellow Toad. At level 3, you can get it unlocked, which only takes, let's see, 1 ticket and then 2 for level 3. So that's just 3 tickets. I have 17 tickets, so I'm probably going to take him to level 5. But we'll see how ranked mode plays out, because my loadouts for this 2nd week are not so good. So we'll go in with Mario Classic there. Red Bee Dasher, one of my quartet of carts, looking very good here, as well as the Dry Bowser Umbrella. Was tier shop last week, didn't pick it up, but look, if it was level 2 on my account, it would only make my opponents even more difficult when this week comes around. That's why I like to focus on the tickets and then totally apply those tickets when the week of value is needed from these items, and not doing that beforehand, so I don't end up in a situation. Because if I just go back here, just in case the point wasn't clear, when I underbaked last week, I wouldn't be seeing these level 7 loadouts if it wasn't for the DK Jr. being level 7 on the account. They say Kevin is capable of achieving, X score, so they're going to give opponents that are going to want to push my buttons a bit. Perhaps, get me to use my rubies or spend some cash in the game. That's how the revenue is generated. That's the whole engine of ranked mode, is that. So we have Toad Circuit RT, another week with Toad, and we have this normal cart right here, as well as 2 level 3 gliders. So I'll be going with the Star Shoot, more than likely, unless one of them is in the tier shop in week 2. So considering that I'm likely going to be investing into Toad this week, this loadout's going to be a lot more formidable going into week 2, which we'll take a look at when I do the week 2 update. But my loadouts here aren't looking so good. However, we do see that we have Diddy Kong there, which is fantastic. Before we talk about Diddy Kong, I just want to talk about Rosalina Tanuki is starting with her paywalled value here, and take a look at where she's come from her initial debut, right? She had 9 tracks of starting value. She only picked up a couple tracks they were good tracks though, the Rainbow Roads that she picked up in the Halloween tour. And now she has these 3 RT tracks, including a ranked track in week 1 and a paywall track in week 2. Her value is coming in very good, very early as anticipated. But what is a little bit of a surprise is that they also put Tanuki Mario in this. So this is his 3rd tour, and he was one of those weekly spotlight items that I talked about. So he's a trend breaker. This isn't a typical move to receive this track. It's a little bit interesting that they also put Builder Mario here, which is an older item, but it makes sense since this is more like a trick tour, and Builder Mario debuted in the original Trick Tour. So it makes sense to have Builder Mario, but to have Tanuki Mario alongside Tanuki Rosalina, definitely interesting. If we take a look, if you do not have one of these options, also shout out to Hiker Wario getting the buff, first one since DK Summit T. Very nice for Hiker Wario and all the Wario fans out there. Definitely, they need the support just as much as the Kongs do. So we have a Coin Boxer and Kamek in the middle shelf. And we have Diddy Kong. Now, for 2 years, they did not touch this character. And then, you know, I started requesting some attention be brought to this character because, look, it's been something like 540 days. I don't have the exact math anymore. I lost count at some point. I can figure it out if it's important. But essentially, since the Jungle Tour, week 2 in the Diddy Kong Cup, it was Toad Circuit R. He hasn't been in ranked mode since May of 2020. They didn't provide any value for this character, and now 3 tours in a row after sending the feedback, they provided middle shelf track value. And this one is nice because this is the first one where it could potentially help if they name a future Diddy Kong Cup and they provide Ghost Valley 1 RT. He would be in the top shelf in that case, and there's no existing Kong driver. So for the Kong fans out there who just invest into the Kongs, this is one where he could gain potential value. Of course, the London 3R, that's not going to come back, and particularly as a Diddy Kong Cup, and it also had Dixie Kong in the top shelf, and Donkey Kong Jr. was in Maple Tree Way RT. So this is the first actual middle shelf that could potentially help him. So thank you so much, Nintendo, for, you know, showing goodwill in the form of Diddy Kong, and hopefully that high-end Kong driver is on the way at some point in the future. It would be very nice for keeping us Kong fans engaged. So let's go ahead and do a quick run right here. We'll do it with the Zoom Broom, and we have the Dream Glider, very nice here. So in terms of what I do my actual run on in ranked mode, it won't be Diddy Kong, it will be Kamek in all likelihood. But we're going to go with Diddy Kong here, just for the banana barrel fun, right? But we're starting off in first place, so there's not going to be a banana barrel. But you know what? Let's take this long line here, and maybe we can get one that way. No, I'm still in first. Oh, we can get the jump boost that way. Okay, now we're in 5th place. Now we're talking. We can start to get those banana barrels. Oh, they gave us green shells. Alright. Give us a little better luck here. Banana barrel, please. Not looking so hot. We'll just keep trying. Bob-omb. Forward spam that. Oh, you can take a little shortcut line. That's interesting. That is interesting. Once again, no banana barrels. Oh well. But we do get a 2nd place finish, and it looks like 13K. Pretty good. Should be good enough for the Grand Stars. Very nice, very nice. And that completes the Toadette Cup. All right, so should you folks pull on this pipe with your hard-earned rubies, look, Besides the Toadette Explorer, which has had a lot of paywalled value, and also maybe the Butterfly Prism glider, there's not a lot of great value. Granted, it is a 9 high-end pipe, so if these are items, if you're a Toad fan, by all means, go on and pull on this pipe. I know Alpha has already pulled on the pipe, got both of these characters, so very nice, Alpha. Way to go saving up your rubies and guaranteeing that item for your account. But if you're just looking for value, this is a pipe that you'll probably want to pass on, even if you need help in ranked mode. Now, granted, there may be a situation for some players out there how you may need to go in on week 1 if your loadouts are a little bit better in week 1. If that's your best chance for obtaining the yellow Pit Crew Toad, then remember, there's going to be special pipes though that I will come on and do the analysis with. So always wait to do your decision when you have the maximum possible information. So wait for Sunday, I'll come on, I'll do the special pipe analysis with all of you. And then you can be most informed for deciding whether week 1 pipe is good for you or one of the special pipes is optimal, whether that helps you in obtaining the yellow Toad. Or the other option also is, even if your loadouts aren't better in week 2, if you sandbag in week 1 and really provide some fertile ground for your ranked group in week 2 is always a very good option to consider as well. So I'll just do the freebies right now. Maybe we can get some luck. The first one is gold. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I really want the Clankety cart. DK Jr. was calling for the Clankety cart. I said, I don't know if my luck is that good, but if you put the call in, DK Jr., maybe we can get the luck. So, but there are, of course, 8 other high-end options that we can get here. So anything is welcome to the account. Very pleasant to see a gold free pipe, but let's just go right into it. So it is a driver. It's not going to be the Clankety cart. That's okay. Okay, Toadette Explorer takes her to level 2, which isn't valuable this week since I have the DK Jr. at level 7. But that's really nice because she overlaps with the Rambi Runner, and I've avoided putting tickets on her, in part because her initial value when I first pulled her, that was back in the Sunset Tour last year. I got her in a free pipe also, so it's a little bit of symmetry going on here. I didn't want to put any tickets on her because her value overlapped. If we go over here, most of these overlap with the Kongs, right? You know, Toad Circuit R, the aforementioned, Royal Raceway R, Rock Mountain, Kalimari Desert Tour. I mean, these are all ones I've even mentioned in this broadcast right here. Certainly the Daisy Hills are all Dixie Kong tracks. So it was really starting at the time of the Cheap Island Tea when she started to possess value of her own towards my account and overlapping with the Rambi no less. So definitely very nice to have pulled that. Pretty cool. So will I reset the pipe here? I don't need to take her to level 3. I'd rather have a better chance of obtaining the Clankety cart. So let's just go into it and see what we get. Second one up is green. Okay, Birdo, very nice. Takes her to level 3. Wow, I'm surprised the base Birdo is so low on my account. That's remarkable. I know Yellow Birdo's already at level 4, but Super Pull is always very nice. And the last one up. Another green pipe. We'll probably end off with a normal. And there it is, but it's a glider. That's music to my ears. I love to see those daily selects, normal gliders. Since I've been using the coins so prolifically, I've taken a step back from purchasing them. My rule of thumb with purchasing the normal daily selects gliders is that if I'm over 60,000 coins, then those are all expendable because the most amount of high-end tickets I've received in a tour is 5, and that's the cost of 5 high-end driver tickets, of course, 12K a piece. So if this was fun, relaxing, informational, please do share it with a friend, put a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of meta-analysis, and we have an interesting perspective here on the channel because I am at heart, look, I play this casually, but I'm a competitive-minded player. So I kind of merged those two ideas into one and how to have fun playing this game. That's what it's all about. And certainly if you're a new player in this game, it's impossible to catch up with the day one whale. So you want to be planning your account strategically, of course, but also having fun, since competing at the highest level would take a lot of investment, and that's not something many people out there can do. So there's a lot to look forward to here. The special pipe analysis is on the way, and also I have to say thank you to everyone out there. We've reached 700 subscribers, and if you read my community post, I put out a new series that will be coming out called Candid Kevin, whereby I take your questions in a very relaxed manner, and we can get to know each other just a little bit better. So if there's anything you want to ask me, receive a shout out on air, look for the community post and drop a question there. So I hope this tour is looking well for everyone. Certainly a rally tour isn't the most exciting thing, but there has to be some really new exciting things on the horizon. When they only do these RT tracks, there's going to be a new retro track coming in at some point, because they need to have 4 new tracks to paywall for future tours. The future of the game isn't just going to be recycled content. There's going to be some new content. It just might trickle out at a more gradual rate than longtime players would like to see. But keep in mind, there are a lot of new players. Nintendo has put forth a concerted effort to attract new members to the game. So always keep those folks in mind. Anyway, I hope everything is well with your ranked mode, with your pipe pulls. Good luck to everyone, and I will see you soon. Take care.